Hey, so most network marketers are told that prospecting is what they should be doing most of the time, but isn't really the most productive and the most useful activity that you should be doing. I'll be talking about it in this video, so stick around if we haven't met. My name is Edita, I'm from VIE now, and I'm dedicated to educating network marketers on how to turn from prospectors, desperate prospectors, to marketers who get results and grow their business without having to do crazy things like chasing people, living with hidden agenda, facing a lot of silly rejection and hating it, actually don't liking it and still doing it because they don't know anything else. And I'm talking about the different strategies that I found for myself at some point, and I'm sharing the information. And by the way, if you would like to recruit new team members without chasing anyone and without feeling awkward, grab my 3-step formula at viesnow.com/3 steps. It's the very same formula that every successful marketer, every successful famous figure that you like uses to grow their business. And this is a bit bright for me, but most important thing is that you can hear me and you can see me. I'll try to not to get distracted by this. I didn't plan for this sun coming straight on my face. It just came out from behind the clouds unexpectedly. Oh, it's a little better now. Anyway, so back to the topic. Do you think that prospecting is the most important and efficient and productive thing that you should be doing every single day? Hi Mark, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So here is the thing. Have you ever heard about the 20-80 rule or 80-20 rule, whichever way you call it? And what it means is this, that about 20% of what we do, about 20% of our activities produce 80% of the results that we get. Meaning what? Meaning that about 80% of the activities that we do only produce 20% of the results that we get, which means those 80% of the activities are kind of useless, or less useful, or many of them are actually unnecessary. Imagine, if you can identify the 20% and you can scale the 20%, focus more on the 20% of those activities to get the results that you need. Do you think that's gonna make you more productive, more efficient, more focused? Do you think that it would help you have more time freedom, and so on? So for example, it's known that about 80% of all the sales are received from 20% of the customers. So, do you think that a CEO of a big business ever goes out to the streets chasing people, handing out leaflets, or goes sit on social media, connecting with people, sending messages to people, cold messaging people, building relationships one-to-one, and so on? Or do they spend most of the time creating strategies, systems, developing various methods and procedures, and so on? So obviously they don't, right? So unfortunately, prospecting as such, the traditional prospecting, doesn't fall into those 20% of the activities that produce the most result, because because we still keep chasing unqualified prospects, unqualified people, people who are not likely to join our business, or even if they do, they're not going to do a lot of, they're not going to do anything, or they're not going to do something for a long time, but you will still be spending time with them, giving them your resources, your internal resources, your time, your energy, your mental energy, on top of still, continuing to do that prospecting. So the way we are taught traditionally to do prospecting is very inefficient, because there is no targeting involved, everyone is a prospect, and all that kind of stuff. So prospecting is unfortunately is on the side of the 80% of that 80-20 rule, So think about it, would you rather spend months and months of, prospecting, going after people who don't want your stuff, they don't understand the industry, they don't want your products, or would you rather spend that time building the skills, building the systems, building the plans that will then eventually will give you regular team members, targeted, qualified team members on a regular basis, and you then can focus on the 20% of the people who are actually giving you the most results, the most sales, or they are the best, the 20%, they fall into the 20% of the most productive team members in your downline. So I only learned it with time, and I used to hear about this rule all the time, from the beginning, but I didn't realize, I didn't know, when you first started, and it's normal if you are getting confused about it, what is the thing, the most productive things, the most efficient things you can do. It's something that we need to learn. But I've learned that prospecting is not one of those activities that fall into the 20%. Prospecting, the traditional prospecting, is very inefficient, a very slow way to build a business. It doesn't give you long-term, it doesn't create long-term assets for you, and when I say long-term assets, what I mean is that it's something that when you do once, you create once, it gives you repeated results over time, again and again and again, without you being physically even involved there. So you can gain your time back, and your energy and peace of mind. And I know that just a kind of a side story, only because I remembered about it now. I'm still in Lithuania. I'm kind of a break. I'm still working, but I'm giving myself more time to relax now, and I am getting results. I am making sales without being involved directly, without actually manually doing anything, without talking to many people. I wake up in the morning, check my emails, and I find notifications of sales being made without being. That's because I worked hard before, creating certain systems, getting certain skills to get to the point when the ball started rolling, and I don't have to be there. I have to monitor it, I have to tweak it time to time, but I don't have to be actively engaged in those activities. And it's I never knew before it started happening how actually it feels freedom, it feels very reassuring, you know, it gives you the sense of security, you know, when things start happening. So it's the same with prospecting. It's exactly the same with prospecting. When you get the systems ready, when you get the skills, you know, eventually they start working for you, and you start getting regular team members. Isn't that great? So thanks so much for watching. I hope you got the point about this, you know, 80-20 rule and how prospecting fits into that rule. And have a nice day. And if you do want to learn how to recruit new team members without prospecting, chasing, feeling awkward, wasting your time, grab my 3-step formula at visnow.com/3 steps. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.